Hello and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new. I am that Ginger. Today we are working on another Happy Home Paradise build, and we are doing one for Merengue, who wants an R&D department. I'm not quite sure what an R&D department is. I think I might be having a little blonde moment. Because if it was R&R, I'd know what that is. But yeah, anyway. So my idea for this build is like a bakery, a cafe bakery. So we're going to keep it very light, very bright, very pastel kind of vibes. I'm doing this video a little bit differently today, where I've done the entire build in one video. I just thought I'd try something else, try something new. So if you like having it all in one video, please do let me know in the comments. If you prefer having it split up into parts, again, please let me know. I massively appreciate everybody's feedback, and I've had some really good comments on previous videos, and it helps me a lot because I make these videos for you guys. So, you know, it's important if you like them. Yeah, so I thought I'd start off with the paving. Now, I like this because this plot is 2 levels. So it gives us a raised area to work with as well as the main area. I didn't want everything on one level because I had a really good idea for what I wanted to do. So my idea is to have the bottom section as like a bakery store, and then on the second section have some little tables so that people can sit and eat and look at the view. So having the 2 separate levels works perfectly. Now, obviously, we have to start the video with an obligatory furniture dump. We're going to use these planters again. These planters are wonderful for all types of build, and if you saw my last build, you saw that we used them in, I think, the white, and this time we're going for this light brick effect. And the other thing with those planters is the colours of the leaves change depending on what colour base you use, if that makes sense. So it gives an even more variation to just a singular item. So I think these are pretty standard items for a bakery, to be honest. We've got that dessert stand and the little dessert trolley. I love these counters that I've put at the back as well. I think you can use them for so many things in the game. You can put them back to back as well. They look really good like that. You can make squares out of them if you want to make a little marketplace on your island. You can do all sorts with them. And again, they come in so many different colour variations. So I've decided to bring in the ice cream cabinet as well. Whether I keep that... Oh, no, I don't. That left as quickly as we found it. I'm going to start doing some challenges on the channel, some building challenges. So if you guys have any challenges that you would like me to try, please let me know. I found a few, but the joy with the internet is everybody else has so many ideas and have seen so many different things to what you have. I'm really looking forward to trying some challenges. I like to test myself with those sorts of things. So that should be a lot of fun. Now I've decided to get rid of that ice cream cabinet and we've put in a cash register. To you know, make it a bit more like a shop. Now looking back at this now, I am thinking perhaps I could have used those counters, the wooden counters. I could have moved those to the front and used that as the till area. However, because it's so high, like it's not just the base bit, because it's got the top bit, it would block anything I put behind it. So that didn't come out very well, did it? I know what I mean, but nobody else knows what I mean. Sometimes words just escape me. So we're just going to add in some plants on that top section, I think, potentially, if I find what I'm doing, ever. No, I'm going to switch to fencing. I don't know where my train of thought was going while recording this build. I do like that hedge, but I felt perhaps it wasn't quite right. And then I remember we have this lattice fencing. This lattice fencing comes in two separate heights. So you've got the short one or the tall one. The tall one is brilliant to use against cliffs. So if you find that you've got a lot of plain cliffs on your island, get a coloured version of the tall lattice fence. Works really, really well. Especially in the green, if you're going for a natural or you're putting it in somebody's garden, the green or the brown work lovely. But there's all sorts of colours. It works really well. I've seen people do the same with the simple panels, and you can put your own designs on those as well. So putting ivy or something like that on the simple panel and then using that against a cliff works really well. Again, you can put all sorts on there, so you can get like bookshelf designs and make it look like there's bookshelves, obviously. Don't think I really needed to point that out. But they're super, super handy. So versatile. A little tip as well, I don't know if you saw what I did with the flowers in the bottom right corner, but if you put dirt underneath where you're putting flowers, I think it looks a lot better. Obviously it depends what kind of build you're doing, but like for gardens, it makes such a big difference. Just adding, I've used the light dirt under that one, but you can also use the dark dirt for like vegetable patches or around trees. The dark dirt matches the vegetables like the dirt around the vegetables perfectly. And it just brings a little bit of realism to your builds, if you want that, of course. Yeah, so now we're adding in those flowers around that top section. Again, keeping it very light and pastel. I nearly said pastel. I'm not American. Lots of pastel colours, staying with the pink and the whites. Because I think it matches meringue, is what I was going to say, but I just combined it all into one word. It matches meringue perfectly. Do you know, I think I need to go to bed. I don't know why I've been doing that a lot recently, where I go to say two things, but I say them at the same time. And just merge them all into one word. So now I'm putting some little candles up on those tables because I didn't want to leave them blank, and I didn't know about putting food on them. So I've toggled the idea of perhaps making it evening here. But then I didn't like how windy it was. I didn't want really windy, so I thought perhaps about sunset, maybe. And we've gone for this kind of, I would say this is just as the sun starts going down. I think it looks really nice. You still got a little bit of wind movement in the flowers. I love these pies for decoration. They look amazing. They've done a really good job in this game, especially with all of the food items and all of the drinks that you can use as decoration as well. It just looks amazing. Saying that, they think there's going to be a new Animal Crossing game coming out next year, or the year after. I'm very excited to see what they do with the next one, because New Horizons was such a massive jump from New Leaf. It's so different. So I'm really excited to see what they do with it. I mean, I love Animal Crossing, regardless. But I better start saving now, because obviously you'll need the new console to go with the new game. That's the only trouble with Animal Crossing, is it's quite an expensive game to like. I mean, it's not too bad if you like a lot of Nintendo's stuff. I'd like to give Zelda a go. I used to play Zelda back on Game Boy. I sound so old. But I've not played Zelda since, but I've seen some friends play Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wilds. I can't remember which it's called. And it looks really good, and I really want to try it. Pokemon, I'm not a huge fan of. I used to enjoy playing it again back on the Game Boy, but I'd always get stuck at a certain part. It'd be one of the trainers that you have to fight. I'd always get stuck at the same one. So I've not really played it since. Mario Kart, I mean, that's a given. I do enjoy Mario Kart. Anyway, so I think that's the outside pretty much done. I've added some little flower custom designs on the, what would you call that, a patio? Not sure. Just to break it up a little bit. And now we're going to move on to the interior. And again, we're just going to make it into a huge bakery. This is where she makes all the cakes. Furniture dump. For this build, I've gone with those white counters. Because again, I wanted to keep it very bright, very clean, very I did think of going for more of a diner feel, but considering she wanted a bakery, that wouldn't have really fitted. I'd love to do an American diner style build at some point. I've just got to find the right villager for it. But these white counters are lovely. Again, these come in 2 heights. You can have them in different colours. But they're great, and they're so versatile. You can do so much with them. So my idea is to also have like an indoor seating area for the bakery. So we've got that main kitchen area, and then hopefully I was thinking like breakfast bar style seating. The only thing was I didn't know how to put it together, you know, because having a big gap there looks a little strange. So I thought, oh, how about I pop these in the middle? I quite like that. It breaks it up. Yes, it looks a bit strange from this angle, but hopefully we can fix that. And I've never done this before. This idea just popped out of my brain. That looks okay, but it sticks out a little bit, so we're not going to go with that idea. We tried this partition, and it wasn't bright enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's white, but it's a like a chalky white. No, I don't like the gap in between there. That's another thing that slightly annoys me, is certain tables and certain furniture doesn't sit flush to the next piece of furniture. So some of the tables, you can't put 2 tables next to each other because there's a tiny gap. Why? But then I guess it makes the tables unique so that not all the tables are exactly the same size. But still, let me put 2 tables together. So we've gone with another counter, and then I thought, oh, we can block that gap with some pillars. I think 2 pillars was a little bit too chunky, so we've just whittled it back down to 1 pillar either side, and I like that. I think that looks nice. But we are going to try it out for the lower counter as well, but it didn't cover enough, so we'll stick with the taller counters. And I like that. I'm still toying with the idea of 2 pillars. I just can't decide. What do you think looks better, the single pillar or the 2 pillars? And then my other idea was to have just tables of goodies, you know, like a display. So luckily, the ranch table does sit side by side. There's no gap, which is excellent. And then I thought, okay, but I need to kind of separate that from the kitchen a little bit. But that partition came out a little bit too far. So I thought, okay, what about some more pillars? And it looks okay, but then I felt like there are a lot of pillars in that area. It's like pillar central. I'll put some extra little counters there. I'm still absolutely amazed by what people can create in this game. I have a lot of friends that play Animal Crossing, and going and seeing what they've created and, you know, seeing other people's stuff online and even watching my own builds back, I think it's amazing what you can do. Especially as I've said it before, comparing it to old Animal Crossing games, you couldn't do not even a fraction of this stuff in old Animal Crossing games. Having decoration outside was not a thing. You could put out predetermined items, but you were only allowed a certain amount. So, you know, you could have a bench or a lamp. You couldn't decorate villagers' homes at all. That was not a thing. I mean, obviously you had Happy Home Paradise for Nintendo DS, but if you didn't have the separate game, it wasn't part of Animal Crossing, is what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? I know this is a DLC because well, obviously we all know it's a DLC, but with it being a DLC, it fits with the Animal Crossing game. You play it all as one. Whereas back on the Nintendo DS, Happy Home Paradise was a completely separate game. So we have had this before, not to this extent, but it also wasn't part of our main game. Whereas they've tied this in with the main gameplay beautifully. I think if you design enough Happy Home Paradise houses, you can then do your own villagers' homes, including like the exterior and everything. So it's really cool what they've done. I'm always impressed by this game. And the one feeling I do miss, which is what I'm really looking forward to in the new game, is that feeling of playing an Animal Crossing game for the first time. Because I think we've all been there with restarting our islands and, you know, completely starting again. But you can never get that feeling of playing that game for the first time. I think I've reset my island twice. I kind of regret restarting the first time, but I'm happy because I've got to do a new island with my community, and I'll be sharing that with you guys as well. So in that respect, I don't regret it at all. But sometimes it's a bit of a grind to start a new island. I mean, let me know, have you restarted your island? If so, have you restarted it multiple times or just the once? If you haven't restarted your island, I can imagine the dedication that you have put into that island, in which case, please let me see it. Because I think that's the main reason people don't like to restart, is the amount of hours they've put into an island. You don't want to just throw it all away and, you know, which I completely understand. I know a few people that have two islands, so they have two switches, separate islands. So there's one that they use for their social media and one they use for their own sort of thing, for their own free time, which is pretty cool. But I cannot afford to have two switches. Just not that rich. So popping in some of these hanging signs, which I think are really, really good. I really like them. Again, you can have all sorts on them. You can have stocks, you can have menus, you can have flight times. They're really versatile. They're really, really good. Just putting in some last finishing touches on the ceiling. I don't know what's happening with my talking today. I do really apologise. Apparently words are a struggle today. So I've just realised I've actually forgotten to put in chairs for the breakfast bar. So we're just going to go in with these little pink stools. I really like these. Again, come in so many different colour variations. I think you can put things on top of them as well. So it can double as a little table. Just wanted to add in some more plants. Just to add a bit more greenery. I think plants can really transform a build. I'm just waffling an absolute load of rubbish today. I do apologise. I don't know what's happened to my brain today, but it's definitely not turned itself on. Maybe I need another coffee. Oh dear. Still trying to find something to go in that gap. I say I'm not the best at gap filling, unfortunately. But practice makes perfect. And if you guys have got any building tips, please feel free to let me know. I am always open to advice and help. If you think I could have done something differently, 100% let me know. Or if you liked the build, let me know. So I've gone for a plain white brick wall at the back and then this bakery wallpaper on the sides. I didn't want it everywhere because it's quite dark. And then we've paired that with just some white wood flooring. And then I wanted the seating area to be split up a little bit from the rest. So I've gone with these pink rugs, which I really like. I really like these, especially with the colours of the build that we've done today. Just trying to get them to fit in. Because I don't want them covering the whole this side of the floor. I keep pushing the wrong buttons. But I really like having that seating area a different colour. I'm just being picky. I'm so indecisive sometimes. I'm really picky. What's bothering me is that little bit of wood flooring in between the stools and the counter. But I think I've just sort of left it for now. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just being picky. These cherry blossom rugs are beautiful as well. I don't use them very often because they don't usually fit with a build that I'm doing, but I really like them. I'm just going to change the music. Again, we wanted something a little bit relaxing. I always forget what the different songs sound like. Obviously, you guys can't hear it anyway. But, I think we end up going for KK Lovers, but I turn it right down. And we're going to do some dusting. I always forget about the dusting and the effects that you can put on it. There's loads of different ones, and again, they can add so much more to a build when you remember to use them. I don't want to add too much, but just a little bit here and there. Don't think it gives you any extra pokey or anything from using it, but there we go. There is the finished build. Please let me know if you've enjoyed having the whole build in one video, or if you prefer it split up, because I know it can be a bit of a longer video when I've done it all in one video, but let me know which you prefer, one long video or some shorter videos. I really like how this build turned out. So it's now going to show you some pictures of the interior and the exterior. And I really liked it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you have enjoyed the video, please think about giving it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see future videos from myself. A massive thank you if you are still here and watching. I will leave you to enjoy the rest of the photos. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye!